Yeah, thank you. Good evening to everybody. 7-goal thriller, I think, for the fans was nice, but as a coach, it's not easy. But I thought both teams played to win the game. Before we played this game, the message to the players that sometimes, or all the time, teams want to win football games, but we needed to win tonight. So there's a difference between wanting to and needing to, and tonight was much needed. We had to find a way to get the results. So after struggling to score goals, to get four was really good for us as a team. Obviously, one or two other goals maybe we could have done better, but they also scored some real good quality goals. I just thought that both teams had their moments in terms of control. We started the game really well. I thought the first 20-25 minutes we controlled the tempo, we controlled the ball, we were the front foot creating. So it was a bit disappointing to concede as late as we did and go in at 1-1 after I felt being the better team in the first half. Second half, the message was obviously, don't let the goal they scored, get your shoulders down. We played well enough first half. If we can replicate that second half, then we can win the game. The second half became quite a match of sort of transition moments of both teams obviously pushing forward to get a goal, and I thought it became an open game, and a lot of sort of defensive shape and errors was lost, which led to creating space and the amount of goals that were scored. But just really relieved with the result, and I said earlier before the match that I felt there is an upward curve with the team. We've gone a couple of games now unbeaten in Cup, CAF and League. It was now finding a way to score goals to continue that upward curve. So hopefully we can, build on this foundation of scoring the goals, but obviously also just making sure that we're a bit tighter at the back.
Coach, take questions. Start with Rob again.
Coach, last 15 minutes, when it goes 2-2, 3-3 like that, do those last 15 minutes feel like you're playing another hour?
No, it does. It is quite demanding. Obviously we had also had a very long trip, so I just felt at that stage they looked really strong and fresh, and just want to also compliment Arrows. I think they play a really good brand of football, a lot of energy, a lot of forward momentum, one of the best transition teams in the league. And when it got to 3-3, I just felt that, it looks more likely that they might just get the winner, so us getting the fourth was crucial. And then it was a matter of just seeing out the last sort of 10, 12, 15 minutes. And a couple of hairy moments, a couple of half chances that they got. We had one or two transition moments, Lekolani in behind, one-on-one with the keeper. If we scored that, it's 5-3, then it's game over. So it's just those little fine margins just to bury games, but, a win is a win. I can't fault the commitment of the players once again. They really went out to win a football game, and hopefully we can, our next league match away to Galaxy, we can also get back-to-back wins, because back-to-back wins in this league is really massive.
Before this game, how much time did you have to prepare for it?
We had one training session on Tuesday afternoon.
Okay. The reason I'm asking, Coach Magamba just gave you a compliment of how you manage the players and the legs that you, because you could see that towards the end, the players were using legs. What else can you do now to motivate those players to keep on moving? Because you've got CAF and you only had one training session to prepare for this game.
Yeah, I think we're professional football team. Players are professionals. They get paid for their profession. So I've always said it, and I'll keep saying it, that we must not want to be playing in Africa and then complain about playing in Africa. So I think this trip was especially long. Group stages, normally you play in the capitals, which doesn't mean you still got to go further and have extra flights. So the motivation is that we can, in my opinion, still have a really special season. We've made a cup final already. If we can make group stages, we're in a quarter final of a Carling. So the motivation is just never get hungry of succeeding, never get not hungry for success. We just got to have that desire to keep winning things, to keep competing at the highest level. But I have tried to manage the squad in a way that we just freshen up a bit. There were some fresh legs that we put on today, Sundays, and perhaps another opportunity to give other players some minutes and the cup game. And hopefully by doing that, eventually once the games come thick and fast, we can manage it well.
How exciting is it going to be to go into the group phase? I mean, does it all depend on what the draw delivers?
I was making a joke, so this is just off the record and not maybe. I said, yeah, we must first, a pity we don't get the draw first. And then that might determine how we approach Sunday. No, jokes aside, it's, you know, it's a privilege to play on the continent, I think. You know, to be nominated for Club of the Year in CAF, when you look how many teams there is on the continent, there's over 1,000 football teams. To be nominated in that sort of category of those teams that we've been nominated in is just really special. So we want to be playing in Africa, and we don't mind where we play. I do think it also builds a bit of resilience in the team. I mean, we have to spend 5 days together, whether it's on a plane, in an airport, on a bus, at a hotel, and I think that brings a team together. You know, we brought in a number of new players, so I think this enduring a little bit of hardship might in the long run be good and what we need.
Coach, you might not get time to speak about the CAF. You played with the Club Confederation Cup. What do you know now about them? Because I know when they first when they played.
Yeah, it was not easy to analyze them. We only just had the game against Foresters from Seychelles, which we analysed them. So, no, they're a big team, very direct, play off the front man and pick up second balls. They've got some good wingers. So, you know, we have to play well to win the game, but I do believe that if we can play like we are capable of doing, like even a performance like tonight, I'm confident that we can get past them and into the group stage.
Finish up with Mark. Playing tonight, I think the game maybe the advantages you would have had given they've got the long travel now. Presumably they're going to be flying now and they arrive tomorrow or whatever. But you had a really intense game tonight. Balance it out a little bit. Perhaps we shouldn't be playing games on a Wednesday before a continental competition game.
Look, I do think that should be a big consideration, but I do know obviously seasons like when you have AFCON and the amount of FIFA breaks we have leading up to the World Cup qualification, that if you don't play these games, eventually it catches up to you. So, you know, we had initially tried to get this game postponed, but we were unable to. So now having played and got the positive result, then I think it plays in our favour. I think playing regularly is not a bad thing. It's just, you know, just managing players and their workload and just making sure everybody's as fresh as they can be.
Right. That concludes this evening's press conference. Thank you very much, gents.